Right, I don't know what I've done to Charlie, but he keeps cutting me off in my prime. I'll beat him up after when nobody's listening.
Yeah.
I'm now going to do the quiz, but before that, a couple of things. If you heard a phone going before, just a quick tinkle. That wasn't anything to do with Linda and I. It was Charlie who forgot to switch his phone
No,
off.
it wasn't. It was me phone. It was somebody calling me. It wasn't my fault.
Dear Lord.
I'm popular. What can I
Do
expect?
you
What can I
know,
do?
we have to have tranquilizers before we go home. And before I continue, I'll do the birthdays in a minute, but we did have a phone call from a lady who just joined our little band of listeners. And I haven't got the lady's name, but we do welcome you. You know who you are. Because the lady rang up and said how much she enjoyed the Talking newspaper. And it was a lifeline to the outside world. And you must remember there are a lot of people out there who very rarely speak to anybody during the week. The phone never goes. You know, they're lucky if they go out once a week to the shops, and it's not nice.
Yeah.
And even to have a little envelope come through your door that's yellow, and somebody to actually talk to you, even though it's from a distance, it's something to look forward to. And I hope if you know anybody out there who would like to take the Talking newspaper, you don't have to be visually impaired in order to have it. But if you live alone, feel lonely and would like to receive it, we will provide the machine as well. Please get in touch with this number, 486 1400, and say, I've got a friend who'd like the Talking newspaper, because that's what we are about, making friends from a distance. Now, birthdays, we've only got one. Well, apart from now, as we record on the Wednesday, which is the 14th of November, which is Prince Charles' 70th birthday. If he's listening, which he won't be, happy birthday, Charlie. And the only birthday I've got for the fortnight coming is for the 23rd of November, and it's Veronica Oliver. Happy birthday, Veronica. Have a lovely time. Try and stay sober. Or not, as the case may be. Right, the quiz. Oh, I bet you've been waiting for this.
Prologue.
Pardon?
I'm just going on.
Are you?
The prologue is something that Frankie Howard used to say before the start of
Oh, right.
his Roman comedy series, which I've forgotten the name of.
He was quite a sad man, wasn't he?
He was, apparently.
Yeah, he wasn't. But a lot of,
lot of
comedians.
are, yeah.
Yeah. Who was the one that he committed suicide? He went to Australia. Oh, can't remember his name. I'm losing the plot. And
Tony Hancock.
Yeah, Tony Hancock and Benny Hill. Although he looked a happy little bunny, I don't think he was
very
odd.
lonely, apparently.
Yeah. Very sad. Right, the quiz. Flags, nicknames of Canada. Is the nickname of the Canadian flag
The maple leaf.
the maple leaf?
It is.
Behave, Charlie. God. B, the blue fleur-de-lis, or 3, the Great Lakes flag.
Who's ever heard of a flag called the blue fleur-de-lis?
Listen, you've got to make something up.
Of course you have.
It's called the maple leaf.
We know.
Yes. Question 2, Scotland. Is their flag nicknamed A, Ben Nevis, B, the Scottish pennant, or C, the Saltaire?
Well, I've never heard of any of them. Now, the Saltaire, that does ring a bell, but I would say it's more likely to be the Scottish pennant.
No, the Saltaire.
Oh,
It's
it
the
is the
Saltaire.
Saltaire. Oh,
Yeah,
right,
it is the
okay.
Saltaire. Right, question 3 is about France. Is their
oui,
flag...
chérie, la première thé anglais. Okay, come on, carry on.
Do you know what? I think we should leave him on his own to do the entire... And he'd be all right.
Get on all right.
It'd be, for 3/4 of an hour. He'd be exhausted, but
I could rattle on for
Yeah.
3/4 of an hour.
Well, you do frequently, Charlie.
I do, you're right.
Yeah. Right. Question 3, France. Is their flag called the Le Drapeau, the tricolore, or C, the Marseillaise?
I bet it's called the tricolore.
It certainly is.
Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun. Carry on.
Carry on.
How kind.
Dun, 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 dun.
And-
We are
Oh,
having
dear.
fun, aren't we?
Yes, well, we are. The listeners were probably switched off half an hour ago. Right, question 4, Wales. Is their flag called, oh my word, is it called Dragoch, or B,
Dragoch.
the Barada, or 3, the Nasdar?
Can I tell you a little story there?
Go on.
I used to live on Anglesey, and at the top of Holyhead, just not far from the lighthouse, which the name of
South Stack?
South Stack, yeah.
Mm.
Thank you. just less than a mile from South Stack was a pub called the Dragoch, and that means the Red Dragon, and that's why I guessed that the Red Dragon, being on the Welsh flag, the Dragoch could probably be the name of the flag.
It certainly is, Charlie.
There you go. You see.
Yes. See, I know
So-
South Stack Lighthouse because I've walked up it.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Have
quite.
you?
Yes, I
You
have.
didn't go use the stairs.
To continue, question 5. It's a wonder. Do you know, I'm going out this afternoon. I'll be pickled before I get there.
The,
Question 5. Japan. Is their flag called the setting sun?
no,
Is it B, the rising sun? Or is
possibly.
it 3, the sun disk?
It could be the Ohio gozaimasu, which is good morning in Japanese. Anyway, it's the rising sun, I think.
No, sun disk.
The sun disk.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, right.
God, Lord, he got one wrong.
I did. It's,
He'll be upset now for the rest of the
I
day.
will.
Yeah.
I won't talk to myself at all. I'll have to talk to the dog.
All right. Buddy is here, by the way. He's
I know.
lying by me having a little rest, bless him. And my dog's lying on my foot.
There's,
Right. Question 6. China. Is their flag called A, the Golden Dragon flag,
no.
B, the 5-star red flag, or is it C, the Red Star flag?
Probably the Red Star flag.
I'd say it was the second one.
No, it's the 5-star red flag.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Question 7. Ulster.
There's 2 I've got wrong.
Yes.
Ulster.
Ulster.
Ah, well, now when you look at that.
Well, it's question A. Is it the red hand flag? Is it B, the flag of the North? Or is it C, St Patrick's flag?
Well, St Patrick's Southern Ireland, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Or all of Ireland. So I doubt it'd be that. I wouldn't have it. Actually, I haven't got a clue.
It's the red
Red
hand
hand
flag.
flag.
The Red Hand, is it?
Mm.
The Red Hand Gang.
Yes,
I
yes.
didn't know that.
8. Cuba.
Uh-huh.
Is their flag called A, the flying fish flag? Try and say that when you're sober.
The Flying Flag flag.
Yes.
The Flying Flag.
Is it B, the Castro flag? Or is it C, the Lone Star flag?
Well, the Lone Star flag's Texas, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, or the Lone Star State is Texas. So, I can't see it being the Flying Flag. So, it's got to be the Castro flag, hasn't it? As he was
No.
thinking.
Well, it isn't.
It
It's,
isn't.
no, it's
No,
the Lone
Lone
Star
Star
flag.
flag.
You're joking.
No.
Good grief.
Right.
A stupid lot. Pinching Texas, isn't it?
I know. Right, question 9, the USA. Is their flag called A, the Old Glory, B, the Betsy Rose, or C, the Stars and Stripes?
Old Glory? Is it?
It's all
Or
three.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yes. And the final one, you'll be pleased to know, in case you I hope you've not all nodded off. Question 10, Norway and Sweden, the diplomatic flag of 1844, is it called A, the herring salad flag, the tuna salad flag, or the IKEA flag?
Well, I would say they eat a lot of herring, so it's going to be the herring salad flag.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Oh, call their flag after a fish.
Well, anybody who does a lot of fishing.
Well, that's true.
Actually, that's it.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? Yeah, the world's odd. I've decided I'm not going to listen to the news anymore either. It's depressing, don't you find? We should have a happy channel.
We should.
Yes.
Nobody'd listen to it.
We've got one. It's called.
Yeah, the talking
The
newspaper.
The Margot Guppy
Mad Half Hour.
Yeah.
That's right. Now Linda is going to read a little article about an invention.
This is the story of John Walker. 29th of May 1781 to the 1st of May 1859. Born in Stockton-on-Tees in County Durham, Walker attended the local grammar school. Upon leaving, he was apprenticed to the principal surgeon of Durham, Watson Alcock. However, he had an aversion to surgical procedures and had to leave the profession, turning to chemistry instead. He developed an interest in finding an easy way to obtain fire. There were always several known mixtures of chemicals that would ignite on a sudden explosion, but nobody had found a way to transfer the flame to a slow-burning substance such as wood. After much experimenting, it was an accident that was to complete his work. While preparing an explosive mixture, a stick of wood which had been dipped in the mixture suddenly caught fire by the friction of it being moved along the hearth. Walker immediately realised the practical value of the discovery and started selling friction matches made from a wooden splint dipped in sulphur and tipped with sulphide of antimony, chlorate of potash and gum. The cost was 1 shilling for 50 matches, which were
Expensive,
called Congreves in honour of the rocket pioneer Sir William Congreve, and sold in a tin including a piece of folded sandpaper on which to strike the matches. Already comfortable in terms of wealth, he refused to patent his invention, despite being encouraged to do so by Michael Faraday and others. It remained freely available to anyone to make. He received neither fame nor wealth from his discovery, though he sold enough of the Congreve matches that he could afford to retire several years later.
How about that? That's amazing, isn't
I
it?
think Bryant and May probably made more money out of it than.
They did. A little bit of maybe useless information you might be interested in. The ladies that used to work in the Bryant and May factory, they developed phossy jaw. And it's because they used to lick the tip of the matches sometimes. I don't know, it was something to test them. And they developed, their jaw just fell to pieces after many years of doing this, and it's quite sad really. It's the phosphate in the match.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to end with something quite sensible really, and particularly as Charlie's reading it.
As I'm reading it, it might not be that.
No. So this is to end something just a tad profound.